Not going into it, not really. I was ready to kind of do whatever they wanted to, but yeah, they had told me that they saw me in like a starter role, so kind of was prepared for that and ready to pitch whenever I was called on.
How does that change your preparation? They tell you, hey, you may be starting versus what, I mean, physically, but is it also mental?
A little bit. It's more just kind of stretching yourself out when leading up to the season, but everything besides that's the same.
What was working for you specifically tonight?
Kind of a mix of everything. We threw a lot of change ups, especially to righties, so that was good. I was working on that this week, but that especially when I was behind accounts going to the change up.
Do you feel like you can stretch yourself out a couple more innings in the coming weeks?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like getting the pitch count up there more than like weeks prior, but get the arm stronger and it'll go longer.
Coach Stevens has discussed that with all the pitchers, how they've got to work up to that. Is that something that you've done through school, either through high school, through your prep career, and how long does it take you to get to where you would like to be?
Definitely did that throughout high school. I think that's just kind of like a pitcher thing is like you got to work up to that, something that's not going to happen right away. But definitely like as I get going and then stretch it out, your arm just gets stronger and you're able to go longer without getting as fatigued.
Chase, there was a play where you were fielding the ball to kind of a weird bounce and you were able to get it to Hussey in time. He made a really nice pick.
Yep.
What's it like having a target like him to throw to over at first?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He's one of the most athletic first basemen in the Big 12 and definitely the most athletic first baseman I've ever had to play and throw to. So, definitely nice. And, he bails us out more times than not, and definitely appreciative to have him over there, for sure.
Just the way I see it, coming up into this year, you were hitting like 400 every year, high school, college, at least 400.
Yep.
When you make the jump to D1 and you still have good numbers, but they're maybe not that high, like, is there a pressure to hit a certain number or to stay that high or anything like that?
No, I mean, I'm not big on, looking at my average. I just try to do what's best for the team and, whenever they call upon my name to do a job, I try to do that. But obviously I try to do well, put up great numbers and, because that means I'm doing my job. But, making the adjustment to this has definitely been, a little bit of a challenge, but I'm working every single day to try to be the best baseball player I can be, for sure. And the coaching staff has definitely allowed me to do that, for sure.
It takes through the home run at bat. What you saw, what you were looking for, and are you a hitter that looks for something or tries to just pick up things on the delivery?
Yeah, no, me and Jimbro, our hitting guy, and Jed Jerko before the game were kind of discussing, certain things, and they actually told me to be on the fastball today. Definitely look for a heater, which that wasn't. That was a changeup. It was kind of just a changeup that popped out of the hand and kind of just put my nose on it. And I was a little out front and caught the barrel and was lucky enough to hit it out of the yard. So, I don't try to be a guy that, sits on anything. I think we kind of get in trouble hitting that way. But, just working every day and hitting's just chasing the best swing you can every day. So just trying to be consistent.
David, this is a program that, especially over the last several years, has had young guys come in and be able to be productive right away. Was that something you were looking for when you were trying to pick the program you wanted to go to, and then when they told you at some point this offseason you were going to be a guy to start for WVU this year? What did that do to your psyche, to your mental state?
Yeah, I mean, definitely this was always a place that I trusted the coaches and whatever their plan was for me. It was somewhere that I thought I was going to develop a lot. So having the chance to go out there early as a freshman and start games is something that, it just furthers that trust in the coaches and confidence in myself.
David, you're always trying to pitch effective. Do you feel when you're playing one of these midweek games and then you have the rare Big 12 series start Thursday, do you feel like an added incentive to throw a good game and go 4 or 5 innings in this one?
A little bit, but not really. We have a really good bullpen, so any guy I feel like that is going to come in after me, they're going to do well. So it's like I go as long as I can do well and get hitters out, and the guy that's coming in after me is going to do their job.
Chase, speaking of the jump to Division I and speaking with Jerko before the game, what's it like having established MLB veterans you can call on for hitting advice?
Oh, it's awesome. He gives advice and he sees the game so differently than I could even imagine. I mean, when I'm, kind of panicking, because every hitter goes through slumps, you know what I mean? And you know, it was asked before or said before, you know, I've kind of hit well and had success, you know, my whole life. And, you know, where I was before was a D1, but it was a smaller D1. But Jed says, you know, hey, it's still baseball at the end of the day. Just calm down, trust yourself, and, you know, you can do this. So having a guy like that's definitely a big help, no doubt.
Anything else? Good.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.